Hello students, welcome to our next video. Okay, so in the previous videos we have seen one topic called as timers, right? So in between we have left the timers actually, right? So in this video I'll complete what is timers and counters, okay, from your syllabus point of view. Okay, so timer, let's proceed. Timer is an instruction which add delay of predefined value in the operation, right? If in the operation we want to add some delay, then timers are used. There are number of different forms of timer as built in the device in PLC, right? Timers are divided into two categories, namely non-retentive timers and retentive timers. Okay, the what is non-retentive timer? Non-retentive timers will start timing the delay from 0 each time. Okay, each time when the timer starts, it starts from 0. Timer value is reset. Okay, timer value is reset when power is off or run condition is false. Okay, when the power is off and the run condition is also false, then the timer will automatically get resetted. So based on this, it has two types, namely first one is the on delay timer and off delay timer. Now see, we will see what is on delay timer, denoted by T on. Okay, so it can be used to turn on or off after a predefined time which is enabled by a true run condition. Okay, it is actually a predefined time. Okay, it is turned on or off by some predefined time. Okay, we will define that time which is enabled or disabled. Mainly we will enable it. Okay, when the run condition is true, right? This run condition is true. Let's see an example of Allen Bradley T-on timer. Okay, so this is the input, right? This is the input side and this is the timer in between enabled. Okay, DN timer has DN. Okay, so in the above ladder diagram, the timer block represents the format of T-on timer. Okay, this is the T-on timer. In the above ladder, in this format T4.0, right? Timer T4.0 indicates timer file 0 and timer 0. Okay, file number is 4 but timer is 0. This is the location in the PLC memory. Okay, in the PLC memory, this is the location of file number 4 is there and timer 0. That will store the timer information. All the information will be stored in this file and timer 0. The time base shown in the T-on is 1.0, right? Timer base 1.0. So it indicates that processor increments accumulated value in 1 second interval. After 1 second interval, the timer will increase by 1.0. Okay. Other time bases are also available in the fractions and multiples of second. Okay, other time bases are also available in fractions and multiples of second. In this example, right? In this example, preset value is given as 5, right? Preset value is given as 5. So it indicates the delay for a timer which is equal to the multiplication of time base into preset value, right? Means what is the delay we are giving in this? Okay, 5 second, 5 preset value is 5 into 1.0 second. What was the 1 point? It is the base value, means preset into time base. When we multiply these two values, we will get the delay, how much exactly the delay should be given. Okay, the accumulator will value gives the current value of the timer as 0, which increases until it reaches to the preset value. Okay, so this is the timing diagram also. Okay, 3.4.5, it represent the timing diagram. I represent the input. Okay, then this is the timer in timers enabled, timers DN. Okay, these are the all bits in between them. In the diagram, I010/5 it is the input, right? It is the input. The first one is the input, right? This is the input. Okay, and when input is true, okay, when this input is true, then EN bit will be enabled. Bit of timer is true. Okay, means the enable bit will become true. Okay na, then if I010/5 is true, then en bit will be true or it will become on. When the timer is running tt bit, when the timer is running this tt bit, okay, tt bit will set when the timer is in running condition, then the tt bit will be set and the accumulator value will become increasing. Okay, as tt bit is set, it turns on the output 012/01. Okay, so this is the output. O represent the output and it will become out when the tt bit is running. Tt bit denotes that timer is on, it's working. Okay, from the timing diagram, first the condition I0, the first is on only for 3 seconds. Okay, for 3 seconds the timer will be on. Okay, so accumulator value, automatically the accumulator value will reach up to here. It is actually initially it is 0. When it becomes 3, so the accumulator value reaches 0. Okay, for after 3 seconds, till 3 seconds the accumulator value becomes 3. As 3 second input is off. Okay, till 3 second, after 3 second, after the timing is over, input is off. Okay, so accumulator reset to 0, automatically the accumulator value becomes 0 after 3 seconds. So to run the timer, input run condition must be true. Okay, to run the timer, input run condition must be true. If it is not true, then the timer will be off. In second condition, input is true. In second condition, input is true for more than 5 seconds. Okay, after more than 5 seconds, the input will be true. After 5 seconds, accumulator value is 5, right? That is equal to the preset value. Means the preset value is equal to the delay time, which sets dn bit. Okay, then dn bit will be set and reset tt bit of the timer. Okay, this dn bit will be set. Dn bit will be set. Okay, dn bit will be set and tt bit will be resetted. Now dn bit turns on the output O. Okay, this dn bit will turn on output second. Okay, this is the output second. It will turn on the dn bit will turn on the second output. But when input I05 first output is first input is released and the accumulator reset to value is 0. Okay, and d8 bit will be off. This is the timing diagram. Similarly, the off delay timer is there. It remains on for a fixed period of time before turning off. Okay, it remains on for a fixed period of time before turning off. An example of off delay timer is shown. Right? This is the off delay timer. Okay, preset value is given, timer, all the bits are same. In the above, the function block diagram of T off timer and the internal parameter of T on timer. Okay. In the example, timer has a time base of 0.01 second with the preset value of 400. So how much will be the delay? Will be 4 seconds, right? Time base value is 0.01. Remember that. The timing diagram is shown here, right? It is similar to that the T on timer only. Okay. Now next one is the retentive timer. Okay, we have seen non-retentive timer. Now we will see what is retentive timer. What is a retentive timer? A non-retentive timer, with comparison to the previous timer, non-retentive, on-off timer would be set if the input turns off, but retentive timer holds or retains the current elapsed time when the input turns off in between the operation. Okay, means it does not when the input when if any kind of power failure occurs in between, then this kind of timer will not reset its value from 0. Okay, so when input turns off, accumulator value does not reset to 0. Okay, accumulator will remain to that particular value. This timer require a reset instruction to reset the accumulator to 0. Means it needs one extra instruction called as reset instruction. We have seen in the previous video. To reset the accumulator value to reset it to the 0. Okay, there are two types of retentive timer, namely retentive on delay timer named as the RTO and retentive off delay timer. named as RTF. Retentive off delay timers have few applications and are rarely used, therefore many PLC manufacturers do not include them, so no need to see in detail about it. Okay, so this is the diagram. Okay, RTO, retentive timer on delay timer. Okay, so its preset value is 4, time base is 1, so you can calculate. Okay, internal bit EN. Okay, timer has mainly 3 bits: EN, enabled, DN, TT. Okay, RTO timer sets when timer first input is true, that is, as long as input is true, accumulator value increases up to preset value. Okay, if the input of the timer go false, if the input becomes false, the timer holds the accumulated value and again picks up the same value when input is true and continue. Okay, this is the diagram, this is the timing diagram. Okay, you can note down. Okay, next one is the counters. What are counters? There are actually count up counters, right? CTU. When the input to count, when input to a counter goes true. Okay, let's see counter. Okay, let's see from basics. PLC counters are similar to timer. It is basically they are both similar. Okay, except timers, means there are some other parameters which are not included in timers, are operates on internal clock. Okay, actually timers operates on internal clocks. Okay, and counters are operated on external clocks. Note down this point. Counters operates on external clocks and timers operates on internal clock. Programming format of counters are similar to the timers. Most PLC contain program counter, can count up, count down. Okay, means most of the PLCs are programmed counter. Okay, so it can count up, it can count down. Some PLCs are include a combination of up/down counter in one function. The up counter counts from 0 up to a preset count where it takes some action. Okay, the down counter counts from preset count to 0. Okay, from some value to up to 0 where it takes some action. So basically there are two types of counter. First one is count up down counter and count down counter. Okay, both are retentive counters. Okay, so it needs some reset pulse. Okay, it needs some reset pulse. In non-retentive type, it does not need any reset pulse. So it is a retentive type. Remember this point also. The first one is the count up counter, that is CTU. When input to the count up counter, when input to this kind of CTU goes true, accumulator value increases by 1. Okay, accumulator will increases to 1. It does not matter how long the input is true. Therefore, for every true rung condition, accumulator increment by 1. Whenever the same rung becomes true, then it will increase. Accumulator value will increase. When the accumulator value reaches the preset value, the counter DN will be set. Okay, then when the accumulator value reaches that preset value, then DN of the CTU will be set. An example of Allen Bradley. Okay, this is the example. In counter format C5, that preset value is given, accumulator value initially it is 0. Okay, this is the block diagram. Okay, input, counter up counter, bits. Okay, okay, the preset value is set to 5. Okay, the preset value is set to 5, so the counter counts 5 pulses at input I010/5 and turns on the output. Okay, when the value is set to 5, then input will be true and output will be on. So whenever there is a transition from false to true at input, the accumulator value of the counter, okay, as I have said, when the rung condition becomes true, then the accumulator will increase by 1. Therefore, for 5 false to true transition, the accumulator value will be 5. Okay, that is equal to preset value of up counter. When accumulator value is equal to or greater than the preset value, okay, when the accumulator value is equal and or greater than 5, that is the preset value. Okay, then only the DN bit will be set to 1. Okay, then only when the accumulator value reaches the preset value 5, that is 5 or more than 5, then DN bit will be set. Okay, before that the DN will be off. This counter is retentive, so it holds the accumulated value when the input goes false, right? It is a retentive type. When another input is true, then when input I010/6 is true, then reset coil gets energized, okay, whose address is same as the counter address. Therefore, counter is resetted. Okay. Now this is the diagram. See, how actually the counters holds the bits. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 15. Then 15 is given as CU, CD, DN, OV, and UN. Okay, preset value 16 bit, accumulated value 16 bit. Okay, first one is the bit 15, right? CU. What is CU? Count up enable bit. This bit is set to 1 or true when the rung is true. Up counter is enabled, so set to 0 or false when the rung goes false. Okay, it's very simple. This bit is set to 1 or true when the rung is true and down counter is set. Down counter is enabled and set to 0 or false when goes to false. Down bit. Okay, so you can read very easy. Okay, remember some points, remember this table, then you can write automatically. Okay, up to, and remember 0 to 7 is for internal use. Okay, accumulated value up to 16 bits. Okay, next one is the count down counter. Okay, we have seen count up counter, then is the count down counter. Okay, the functional block of count down counter. Count down counter is same as the count up counter, but operation is opposite. Okay, yeah, operation is in opposite. When the input to the counter goes true, when input goes true, the accumulator value decrease by 1. Okay, in up counter it increases. Okay, when input to the count up counter goes true, the accumulator value decrease by 1. It does not matter how long the input is. Therefore, for every true rung condition, the accumulator will decrement by 1. Okay, when the accumulator value reaches preset value, the counter DN will be set. Okay, very simple. Example shown here, it is C. Preset value is 5, accumulator value is 10. Okay, now so when it will be resetted, when its value becomes 10. Simple. For every transition from false to true at input, the accumulator value will decrement. Okay, when the at start, when the condition is false, right? When it becomes true, then the 10 will become 9. When it will decrement by 1 whenever the rung condition becomes true. When accumulator value is equal to the preset value, that is equal to 5. When this 10 accumulator value becomes 5, okay, then what will happen? DN bit of the countdown counter is set to 1. The DN will turn on the output. Okay, the output will be turned on. This will DN bit will turn on this output. Okay, simple. So these are some timers and counters. Okay, this from your exam point of view. Okay, so there are some more functions. Okay, shift registers are there, sequence functions are there, latch instructions are there. Okay, so in the next video we will see, and some arithmetic and logic instructions we will see with diagrams and some examples. Okay, with this we will cover our first and second unit. Okay, with this with the next video we will cover our first unit and the second unit, but after that after the next video, in the third video, I will take only examples of the PLC ladder logic. Okay, I will cover most of the 10 examples, minimum 10 examples I will take. With that example you can get how actually the programming works. Okay, with that you can now able to understand how actually the PLC works. Okay, so that's all for this video. Okay, we will discuss more about PLC in our next video. Okay, so thank you.